Hello children, today we will take up the chapter of carboxylic acids. Carboxylic means COOH group. The name is given because here we have a CO carbonyl group. Also we have OH, that is hydroxyl group. Combining two we get carboxyl. Acid word comes from their behavior, they are acidic in nature. So the name carboxylic acids. Let us talk about the common names of carboxylic acids. Common names of the organic acids are derived from the Latin names of their source of occurrence. For example, formic acid was originally obtained by the distillation of ants. Formica is a Latin word meaning ant. Acetic acid gets its name from the Latin word acetum, that is vinegar, because they are present in this acid. Acetic acid is present in vinegar. Butyric acid gets its name from the Latin word butyrum. Butyrum in Latin means butter. It's an important constituent of butter. Now let us discuss IUPAC system of nomenclature. The IUPAC names of monocarboxylic acid is alkanoic acids. The longest chain carrying the carboxyl group is selected. Then from the name of the corresponding alkane, the suffix E is replaced by OIC acid. CH3COH, because this corresponds to 2 carbon, it means it is the parent alkane in this case is ethane. This is known as ethanoic acid. E from the word ethane, alkane, is replaced by OIC acid. Similarly, the 6-chain straight chain carboxylic acid is known as hexanoic acid, corresponding to alkane hexane. Now let us talk about the structure and bonding in carboxylic acids. The two sp2 hybrid orbitals of the carboxyl carbon atom overlaps with one sp2 hybrid orbital of each oxygen atom, while the third sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon overlaps with either a s orbital of the hydrogen or with s orbital of the sp3 hybrid carbon of the alkyl group. Thus it forms 3 sigma bonds. So I am again explaining here. Here the carbon and the 2 oxygens in case of carboxylic acid, they are all sp2 hybridized. So all of them, they have 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. Let us talk about the sp2 hybrid orbitals, 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals of carbon. They form 3 sigma bond, 1 sigma bond with the hybrid sp2 hybrid orbital of the one of the oxygen. Second sigma bond carbon is forming with another sp2 hybrid orbital of the second oxygen, and the third sigma bond, it is forming either with the s orbital of the hydrogen or with the sp3 hybrid carbon of the alkyl group to which it is attached. So in all we have 1, 2, 3 sigma bonds. The remaining unhybrid orbital, this is a remaining unhybrid orbital of the carbon, p orbital of the carbon overlaps sideways with the p orbitals of both the oxygen atom. This is the unhybrid p orbital of one oxygen, this is the p orbital of the second oxygen. So the p orbital, unhybrid p orbital of carbon overlaps sideways with the p orbitals of both of these oxygens and form a delocalized pi molecular orbital. So the pi electrons are not confined to the nuclei of 2 atoms but get distributed around the nuclei of 3 atoms, 1 carbon and 2 oxygen atoms. This leads to the stabilization of ease of formation of carboxylate ion as shown here. Now let us take up various methods for the preparation of carboxylic acids. We will discuss some of the methods, and the first one is oxidation of primary alcohol and aldehydes. The common oxidizing agents like potassium permanganate in neutral acidic or alkaline media, or potassium dichromate or chromic acid in acidic medium are usually employed for the preparation of carboxylic acids from primary alcohols or from the aldehydes. So their on oxidation gives us carboxylic acids. Aldehydes are easily oxidized even with mild oxidizing agents like Fehling solution, Tollens reagent or Bandex solution, as we have discussed in the chapter of aldehydes and ketones. The next method is by the oxidation of alkenyl benzenes. Here I would like to mention that the alkyl side chain of the aromatic compounds when can be converted to carboxylic COH group by treating the aromatic compound with potassium permanganate in basic medium, followed by the acidic hydrolysis. Now here I would like to mention that irrespective of the chain's length, the size of the chain, we always end up with the formation of carboxylic group. So if R group in this case is CH3, you will end up with the formation of benzoic acid. If R group is ethyl, again you will get only benzoic acid. If R group is butyl, you will again get only benzoic acid. So irrespective of the length of the alkyl group, you will always end up with the formation of carboxylic group from the R unit, or you will always end up with the formation of benzoic acid. Next method is hydrolysis of nitriles. Formation of nitrile followed by its hydrolysis gives an important method for the preparation of carboxylic acids. We can prepare nitriles by treating alkyl halides with sodium cyanide, and these nitriles on hydrolysis gives us carboxylic group. Now why this method is important? Because if we start from a alkyl halide containing n number of carbons, we will end up with the carboxylic acid containing n plus 1 number of carbon chains. So we always get one carbon atom more than the starting alkyl halide in this by using this method. The next method is carbonation of Grignard reagent and organolithium compounds. Carboxylic acids, they can be prepared by the action of Grignard reagents or organolithium compounds on crushed dry ice. Dry ice is nothing but solid carbon dioxide. So this is dry ice, solid carbon dioxide in presence of dry ether. So here Grignard reagent is reacting with dry ice in presence of dry ether, resulting in the formation of addition product, which on acidic hydrolysis gives us carboxylic acid. Similarly, in this reaction you can see that organolithium compounds on treatment with dry ice in presence of dry ether gives us addition product just like Grignard reagent, which on hydrolysis gives us the carboxylic acid. So this is how we can get carboxylic acids from the carbonation of Grignard reagent or organolithium compounds. Another method is to get the carboxylic acid is haloform reaction. Here the methyl ketones, only the methyl ketones which contain CH3CO group. Methyl ketones are ketones which at least one of the R groups should be methyl in this case. So methyl ketones, they are oxidized to sodium salts of the carboxylic acids when they are treated with sodium hypohalide. So methyl ketones on treatment with sodium hypohalide results in the formation of sodium salt of carboxylic acid, which on hydrolysis gives us carboxylic acid. Iodoform, yellow colored crystalline solid of iodoform, is formed as a side product. So this reaction is also known as iodoform reaction. The next method for the preparation of carboxylic acid is by Arndt-Oersted synthesis. This synthesis involves the conversion of a carboxylic acid into its next higher homologue, just as we got in case of the hydrolysis of nitriles. You can see here we have started with the carboxylic acid RCOOH, and we will end up with the formation of higher homologue RCH2, one more carbon atom. So we get here RCH2COH. Let us see the course of the reaction. Carboxylic acid is firstly treated with thionyl chloride, resulting in the formation of one of the acid derivatives, that is acid chloride. You get here acid chloride. This acid chloride on treatment with diazomethane gives us diazoketone. The diazoketone, when heated with silver oxide, undergoes Wolff rearrangement and gives us ketene. This ketene on hydrolysis gives us the carboxylic acid, which is higher homologue of the parent acid. So this is how we get carboxylic acid. Another way of getting carboxylic acid is by the hydrolysis of acid derivatives. We have 4 types of acid derivatives. These are acid chlorides, where OH group is replaced by Cl group. Another acid derivative is acid anhydride, where OH group of carboxylic acid is replaced by OCOR group. We have here esters, another type of acid derivative of carboxylic acid. Here the OH of the carboxyl group is replaced by OR dash. Then the 4th derivative of carboxylic acid is amide, where we have replaced the OH of the carboxyl group with NH2. So these 4 carboxylic acid derivatives, namely acid chlorides, acid anhydrides, esters, as well as amides, on hydrolysis with water under different conditions results in the formation of carboxylic acid. Acid chloride and acid anhydride being more reactive on simple hydrolysis will give us carboxylic acid, whereas esters and amides needs a little bit of acid or base as catalyst to give us the carboxylic acids. However, this method is very seldom used, as acid derivatives themselves are quite often prepared from the carboxylic acids. However, hydrolysis of the 2 naturally occurring carboxylic acid derivatives, that is oils, fats and proteins, is used for the preparation of some of the carboxylic acids. Now, in addition to these methods which I have explained just now, carboxylic acids can also be obtained from Baeyer vinegar reaction, from alkenes, from alkoxides, from trihalogen derivatives, from acetoacetic ester synthesis, from malonic ester synthesis, etc. So this is all for today's lecture. Thank you, girls.